And today's adventure brings us right into the heart of downtown St. Paul. This is the St. Paul Public Library that we are looking at. In the background over there, you can see the Science Museum of Minnesota. A little further down the street is the Xcel Energy Center. Here is Herbie's on the Park, River Center, and the Minnesota Opera. But are we seeing an opera today? No siree. We have had a winter theme going on these last few weeks, and that is what this is all about. Well, hello there, and welcome to another beautiful day for an adventure here on Tommy Travels. We are in downtown St. Paul. We are standing in front of Rice Park, which is the home of the St. Paul Winter Carnival. We are going to see all sorts of cool things today. The last few weeks, it's all been about winter in Minnesota. Last week, I showed you a bunch of snowbanks, and you may have been wondering, how can they live in a state like that? Well, you're about to find out some of the fun and whimsical things that there are available here at the St. Paul Winter Carnival. We do manage to figure out how to do things in the wintertime here as well. And I've never been here before, so we are going to learn about it together, but I do know there's ice sculptures to look at. I think there's people making ice sculptures today, so this should be really, really fun. If you are brand new to this channel, go ahead and hit subscribe so you don't miss out on a thing. Welcome to another edition of Tommy Travels. It's Tommy Travels. Come on with me, you guys. Let's go see what there is to see. And here is the entrance to Rice Park. Very beautiful place indeed. Good place to walk your dogs around and check out some beautiful ice sculptures. Let's take a look inside and see what we're in for today. And right off the bat, look at this. It looks like a spider ice sculpture. Is that a spider? It sure looks like one to me. How creative is that? This is fun right off the bat here at the St. Paul Winter Carnival. Look at that. Beautiful. Yep, that is definitely a spider. All the way down to the little chompers right there in front. That is absolutely cool. And look at this one. I wish there was signs telling us what these are exactly all about, but this looks like a lady on a ride, on a carriage ride of some sort. And look at just the magical whimsy all of these have. Got a little, I don't know what kind of heads those are sticking out of there, but wow. That takes a lot of work. And when I say the head sticking out, I'm not sure what those are. If they're human heads or robot heads, alien heads. I don't know, but it looks like they are taking her for quite a ride. And look at this. We have some carvers in action as we speak. These guys are working on what looks like maybe a mallard or a goose or some type of waterfowl, covered in some sort of a foil. I'm sure that protects the rest of it, what he's doing right there. Putting a finishing touch on there. Look at all the intricate detail. This person is putting some finishing touches on this piece. Look at that. And then, whoa, look at that. Unbelievable. Look at how shiny that is. And then there's more even down here. Guys working all the way down the line to come up with even more creative ice sculptures for us to take a gander at. Absolutely cool. It Looks like chainsaws are even required to get these sculptures carved as well. Look at that one. A lot of chiseling and drilling and dusting and shaping. These are real artists, hard at work. So glad I showed up here at this time to see this in action. And I don't need a sign to explain what this is. It is a ice sculpture carousel. When I woke up this morning, I did not think that I would be looking at some horses going around a carousel, all made out of ice. Wow. And I like the flag on top as well. Very nice touch. Very well done, whoever did that one. Well done. And here's an especially nice one, especially if your name is Kelly. Look at that. Happy birthday, Kelly. And a little heart next to it. That is a nice way to receive a message. A lot more time consuming than sending an email, but much, much nicer. And from this angle, yes, you can definitely tell that is a deer that he is making. Putting the finishing touches on it. Very intricately detailed. And this gentleman over here looks to be making a rubber ducky for the bathtub, chiseling away on the beak. Wow, very skilled. Very skilled indeed. Hello, sir. Very well done. And I said it's a good place to walk your dog. Look at that dog. Look at the size of that dog, waist high. And if all this walking around makes you cold and hungry, you can get some hot chocolate for only $2, some gyros, and some foot-long hot dogs. And it looks like even a bag of cotton candy if you so desire. And I had said that this building here was the Minnesota Opera, but what it's actually called is the Ordway Center for the Performing Arts. And there are all sorts of cool attractions that go on in that building right there, the Ordway, ladies and gentlemen. Did I mention that this is a good place to walk your dogs? Look at that. Everyone's got a dog around here. They're all over the place. Look at this beautiful one. And here's a cutout of the state of Minnesota, where you can do photo ops right in front of this huge block of ice. Look at that. They've got the state of Minnesota all cut out. That is amazing. And yet another dog stopping by. Great place to walk your dog. And here's another stand where you can get some hand-dipped corn dogs, footlong or original, and a Minnesota favorite, cheese curds. Wisconsin cheese curds is a Minnesota favorite, believe it or not. One of the big things that Minnesota likes about living right next door to Wisconsin. And here's a sculpture that pays tribute to women who are celebrating 100 years of being able to vote. And there is a lady made out of ice, of course, holding a sticker made out of ice that says, "I voted." Look at that, the columns say 100 years. Wow, that is a great job. And here on the other side of the park, we have some more craftsmen working on their art. We have a snowman that looks pretty much finished, and it looks like a child that's about to play with the snowman, and you can see in the back right there what they're gonna look like in the end. They've got their their things to work from here, and they sure are turning out well. Holy cow. You have to get right down there in the snow to be able to work on these things, so it's a good thing to wear snow pants for this job. And we have some more people down here working on an elephant, it looks like. Wow, how cool is that? And they have a diagram to work from as well. Right there, a picture of the elephant. That's what it's going to look like in the end. That is so cool. So they look at that picture and then have a block of ice that they start off with and turn it into something that looks just like it. This is just unbelievable. And it looks like they're gonna attach another piece. And she's doing some shaving and shaping to it. Very, very cool. And now I've gotten to meet up with somebody who's one of the artist's assistants here. And what is your name?
Steven.
Steven, welcome to Tommy Travels.
Thank you.
And it looks like you were the one dusting off this elephant here, and
Yeah.
I was just wondering kind of what goes into this. Does it just start off as like a block of ice, or?
Yeah, so block of ice. For this competition, we get 1.5 blocks and those sprayed the cardboard boxes there to give you an idea of kind of how big they are when we originally get them.
Okay.
And we have from about 9 to 3 p.m. this.
To a finished product.
So we have about an hour left. A sketch like this is kind of like how we think we want it to look.
Yes.
And then we have like more detailed diagrams of like what part of the block we're gonna take each part from. So like that was like one of its legs. Like its ears came from the other half block.
Oh.
Yeah, some people are way more detailed. They'll actually have like measuring balls.
Yeah.
We have like a very
That is great, and it sure is turning out well. And I don't want to keep you here from, you're on a time crunch here. So thank you so much for being on Tommy Travels. I really appreciate it, and you, good luck in the competition. And this is by far the coolest looking chopper I have ever seen. And it's all made out of ice. Not every year, but a lot of years, like when the Super Bowl was here, Minnesota will build an ice castle for the St. Paul Winter Carnival. And it looks like one is being transported right here. There's a torchlight parade that happens, and there's a person holding a torch. And it looks like we have a Viking driving a motorcycle, approaching the king, all to be judged by the king. Everything about this just screams awesome. It screams Minnesota, having fun in winter, and that is what the Winter Carnival is all about. And right here it looks like we have a little turtle. What a cool idea for an ice sculpture. It looks like he's swimming along right there in the water, looking around. I love that. We have another one here where it's being worked on with a chainsaw. Appears to be a cross of some type. Look at that. Wow. Beautifully done. What a fun thing to watch. And here at Rice Park, there are some sculptures that are not made out of ice. Like this one, Peppermint Patty. She seems to have an ability that Charlie Brown does not, kicking a football, as her friend Marcy sits studiously over there on the bench. That is awesome. What a nice scene that is. And Rice Park sits right in front of this building right here. It is Landmark Center. If you're looking to get married or have an event, this is a popular building to do it. And beneath that is a band shell where there's some music going on, which I'm not going to watch very much of because of copyright stuff. Hello, Peppermint Patty. And one other thing that I didn't notice, this huge evergreen tree is all strung up with lights with a huge star on top. We are not going to stay around to see that all lit up, but I'll bet it's a beautiful sight. Well, you guys, as we take a look at this final ice sculpture, this wonderful chopper carrying an ice castle, I would say this was a successful adventure here in Rice Park, downtown St. Paul, for the St. Paul Winter Carnival. If you guys like what you saw here today, go ahead and hit like on my YouTube channel. While you're at it, go ahead and hit subscribe and the little bell notification next to it so you can be the first to know when a new adventure comes out. Thank you guys so much for the support that you've given me so far, and until next time, I hope to catch you on the flip side. And as long as I'm showing buildings in downtown St. Paul, I may as well show you this one too, the Xcel Energy Center. If you're a hockey fan, that is where the Wild play hockey. Or if you're an entertainment fan, that's where a lot of concerts and events take place as well. And there we go, one final look at downtown St. Paul.